Hi, it's John at C Nation, and you are tuned into the Kush Journals. Join me and my occasional guests each weekday as we discuss all things cannabis in the great state of Utah. We had a chance to sit down at the media showcase with Jamie Hadfield. She is the founder and chief executive at Legends Health, Wellness, and Performance. Full disclosure, this is a company that my parent company, Sativa Growth International, has taken an equity investment in. So I just want to make sure that that's out front on this. But we had a great interview with her. I know Jamie. I find her to be a fascinating and competent woman. She's not only a registered nurse, she has an MBA. She's savvy about all sides of this, and she is a woman who came to this out of necessity. I won't share her story with you. It is included in this 10-minute interview, but it was really great, and Jamie has some insight and some knowledge into CBD as medicine that is really important and really worth listening to. We hope you enjoy the interview.
Well, Jamie's more than just somebody. We're involved with your company like you're involved with our company, and we're very happy for the relationship. How has this show been going for you today?
Oh, this has been a fantastic show. Just to be surrounded by such like scientists that understand. I think I had several different conversations with physicians that understand, that are trying to actually make a mark in the field. I came across a cannabis purse company that kind of hides the smell for cannabis. And so I've had lots of traction, and I'm kind of excited to see what will happen after the show.
That's awesome. Have you had good reception for the products that you brought? People pretty excited about them?
Yes, I've given samples of cinnamon, peppermint, and a natural extract of all of our oils. And then people have also received salves and chapsticks and massage oils. And so we will see. I've had several of them say that they're going to do reviews. They'll take 2 weeks and do reviews. And hopefully those reviews come back, and I'm expecting them to be raving fans of Legends Health, Wellness, and Performance.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your background and what got you into this? Because you're not just somebody. I mean, you have a real background that's relevant to all of this.
I sure do. I personally suffered from an autoimmune diseases, and once you have one autoimmune disease, you are 3 times more likely to develop another autoimmune disease, and that's actually exactly what happened to me. I just kind of woke up in one morning in 2006 with hives and welts all over my body, and after visiting 800 physicians and 8 different specialists, and being in the medical field myself, I was a nurse. I did pharmaceutical research for 15 years, and then I sold product. I've been a teacher at Yale for anesthesiologists, teaching goal-directed fluid therapy, and so I had a real strong opinion on science. And when I found out what cannabis does for autoimmune disease, when you look at the cannabis index profile that Dr. Leonard Linnell put out in his CBD book, it gave a 4-star rating to autoimmune disease, and nothing else besides a few other cancers had a 4-star rating, and his rating system's on 1 to 5 of how probable that it actually would help. So that was really interesting to me. And right before that, I was studying what's called nutrigenomics. Today we can, as scientists, we discovered the genome really in 2014, and when we discovered the genetic part of this, we started to understand how much inflammation is in the body, and that it really is the cause and the base of the majority of diseases. And hemp oil is probably, if you talk to several different physicians, it's probably the number one thing, because it helps on the CBD2 receptors. The inflammatory response is better than ibuprofen. It's actually even been better than curcumin. A lot of people say curcumin's out there. So so that's kind of what led me, because I was trying to figure out how to stop my body from being in inflammation, because I have 3 of the 4 genes that turn on inflammation, and I have 2 of the 4 that don't turn it off. So my body I can turn on inflammation really easy, but I can't turn it off.
I was going to say, you might as well have them all, huh? Yeah. It sounds like it.
So CBD, I take CBD. I take it for medicinal properties. I don't take CBD to get, there's no high with it. For me, I take it to control my inflammation, because I'll get plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendonitis, and I'll get joint pain. But I notice when I eat inflammatory foods, especially, I need something to counteract the inflammation, and CBD does that for me.
Well, that's awesome. I'm going to say I don't think there's a better endorsement for the efficacy of a product than after you take it, you start a company. I mean, don't you think that's pretty good? That's pretty savvy endorsement of a product to start a company around it.
Well, I think so. I just wanted people to have the right information, and I don't want people to go through 10 years of struggling and seeing a variety of different physicians. I want them to be able to find relief in the fastest way possible.
You're a registered nurse.
Yes.
Today versus maybe even yesterday, last week, a month ago, what do you think the overall uptake, reception of these types of products are in the general, medical professional community?
I think the medical community there's an uprising. They're wanting to know. Most physicians they know that there's an endocannabinoid system now. They just don't know what it does.
Right.
And so, even your nurses, your physical therapists are all trying to actually seek answers of what this product and what cannabis does. I think most people now today, there is more of a positive vibe with it. There is still a lot of fear in the market space that people think it is a gateway drug, and it leads people to opioids, and that is absolutely not true. There's been several studies that it shows it to take people off of opioids, and there's nothing gateway. What really the product does is put the body it rebalances the body. It puts the body into homeostasis. And I can't think of, and it makes sense, logical. If we just look at the body as a logical, we're looking at all the systems. We have cardiology, endocrinology, we have urology, we have all these systems that would fit, but we're not taking a 30,000 foot view and looking how all the systems work together. And CBD and cannabis as a whole puts the body where we can take a 30,000 foot view, and it makes sense that we have a system on our body that communicates to all the other systems to say, hey, you're out of whack, let's rebalance you.
Right.
It's logical. Unfortunately, just the medical community is still trying to learn about it, and where most of the traction's coming from is advocates and people that have been sick and that are trying to get the word out and trying to educate. So I thank the public for you doing your research and then going to your practitioner and asking questions. I think that is so critical, but I would walk in there a little bit armed because they're not going to know that much about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, one thing that really just aggravates me a little bit about this is this misperception that anecdotal evidence isn't evidence. It may not be empirical, but it's still evidence. And we've just seen countless examples. I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, yeah, that person stopped seizing, that person stopped whatever. But when thousands and thousands, anecdotal evidence is still evidence, people, it really is. True or false?
Oh, absolutely true. We should be listening to patients. We should be listening. We should have personalized and customized care, and we need to listen because everybody is different. Even from a nutrition standpoint, we have some people that need to be vegan. We have some people that need to be, stronger meat eaters. There's a balance and just depending if you go back to your generations and your ethnic background, there is. Unfortunately, when you're talking about anecdotal, unfortunately, some of that problem is because of the government and the DEA, of what, and that it's been on the FDA, that it's been a Scheduled 1 substance. And so some of that is we haven't had a need to study it. But if you go back and look at Ayurvedic medicine, like Peruvian shaman medicine, and when you go back to look at how our ancestors practiced medicine, of course they went to plants. Of course they used, cannabis.
And they knew how to use those plants. We've lost that for some reason. They knew how to use those plants. And you're right, we can look back in that history a little bit and just rediscover how they were using that. And that's one thing true about cannabis. We go back a few thousand years.
Years
to see how it's been used. And
I think even the Egyptians used it, actually.
And it's been used in consistent ways, generation after generation after generation. The way we're using it today is no different than how it's been used. Plant extractions by and large. Well, Jamie, I'm super happy you made it out here. I hope the show's awesome for you. You're going to be around for tomorrow, too, to go.
Absolutely. So if you have any questions, please come and talk to me. And then
awesome.
Please go to Legends Health, Wellness, and Performance if you want to find out more. And all of our social media outlets are Legends_Health, and you can find us there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Man, she's a spitfire, isn't she? In person, she's a great human being. She's fun to be around. She's enthusiastic. She has a lot of energy. And I'm telling you, take that back to 2006. She didn't have that energy. She didn't have that enthusiasm. She was sick and didn't know why. And we're super happy that she found relief, that she found real medicine, not to just band-aid her condition, but to really treat it, and to put her in a position to found and become the chief executive of her own CBD wellness, health, and performance company. We have a link below that takes you directly to the Legends Health website where you can peruse and purchase their products. They are really great. She had a zillion samples to hand out at the media showcase, and people could not get enough of them. I don't even know if she brought any home. I doubt she did. People were very enthusiastic about her products, about the presentation of them, the packaging, the feel, the touch, the smell, all of those. Go ahead and click on that link and get some medicine. The Kush Journals is a copyrighted broadcast of the South American Gold Corporation. We appreciate your likes and shares on social media, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.